Let the people in. Let the people in. Let them in. Let them in. Let them in. Let them in. Don't touch me, man. Don't touch me.
Sit back and watch as my story unfold. Was a 11-carat nigga, now my heart turned cold. Shit got real, so I had to get bold on these fake ass niggas and these dog ass hoes. And I'm a young dog, east side, Tyra Lane. I spit that real shit, partner, I don't rap the same. Cool nigga, but a killer if you try to bring pain to those I love. That's a dangerous game.
All right, Bennett. So you just were telling us about cutting hair, and you gave some words of inspiration to to the people coming up after you. So we definitely know how to support you with that, and that's gonna be all through the video. I'm gonna make sure I plug that out through the video. Your where your barbershop at, and your number and stuff for people to hit you up. But like my people, they like to know the person behind the camera. They like to know the person behind the camera. They want you to be real. They want you to be authentic. They need to know like they need to see who is this guy, who this guy is with this beard and all this stuff. Like we need to know this man, So I know you, but I want you to talk about something that we don't talk about, because you kept saying self-love in that last video. A lot of people, particular men, black men, we don't really say stuff like that. We don't say self-love and all that other stuff. Like we kind of like militant, like that's kind of how most of us are raised. So you saying you already using terms that a lot of the people don't, especially black men, we don't use them type of words. So I really want to dive into that. Tell me about your mom, because I know I always see you post, especially like on her birthday or something, but you just post like pictures remembering your mother and stuff like that. So if you want to, I want you to dive into like the type of person she was and the effect it had on you when it passed away, and how it's affecting you to this day. You have 2 boys, to date, right? So how did the passing of your mama affects you to this day? How does that, play on you mentally, spiritually, whatever? Let us know.
Excuse me. No coronavirus, none of that shit. But nah, it affects me to this day. It's been 18 years since she's passed, and I was a 7-year-old boy at the time, and I was an only child as well. So let me tell you what happened. Tell you a story about what happened. I'm not really sure about the exact date. I remember my daddy he had to go to school in Florida for some type of class he was taking, and I remember him leaving that morning. He told me, hold it down, take care of your mama or whatever. For sure, I got you, Dad. Got you. 7 years old, ain't too much I could really do, but I got you. So he left, and I remember minutes or hours went by, and I was like, Mom, I'm gonna stay here with you. My daddy said, I'm staying here with you. Take care of that house. And she was like, nah, just go play, go play, go play. So as a kid, I went out there and played with my partners and we played baseball, basketball, whatever, video games or whatever. Came back later that evening. Came back. I remember eating spaghetti. I remember the meal. I remember eating spaghetti. I remember taking a bath, eating spaghetti, and telling my mom good night. And at that time, I was still scared of the dark, so I couldn't sleep in my own room. I was still scared, so I was sleeping in her room, in her bed. So I'll do that, and I remember telling her good night, and I went to sleep. And I woke up like around maybe 12 midnight, 1 o'clock that morning, and I woke up and I looked to the left of me, and I see my mama laying there, with her eyes rolled to the back of her head, and some green fluid, some whatever, some type of, I don't know, was coming out of her mouth, and she was unresponsive. And it's like you waking up to this. So 7 years old, 2002, ain't no cell phones. I didn't know my dad's cell phone number at the time. I didn't think nothing like this would happen. And it's just me and her. So I'm panicking, trying to figure out what to do. Shaking her, unresponsive. Excuse me. So naturally go outside and go to my neighbor's house, knock on his door. His parents didn't answer. His parents didn't answer, so I went to my other neighbor's house. He answered the door. His mom and dad answered the door. They asked me what was going on. I explained to them what happened, and all I remember is crying myself to sleep and waking up by my auntie house the next morning. And when I woke up, I remember everything that I seen the night before. And I remember waking my auntie and my uncle up out their sleep and asking them, you know, is my mama okay? Is my mama okay? They told me, nah, you know, your mom didn't make it or whatever. So as soon as they told me the news, they left out the room to give me some time to, I guess, to, you know, digest everything. So as soon as they left out the room, I heard the doorbell ring. And no lie, growing up as a kid, I thought when a man reached a certain age, it's impossible for him to cry. Growing up, I never seen my dad cry, show no emotion. So I'm like, damn, like when I'm gonna stop crying as a kid, you know, like when it's gonna be my turn to stop crying, stop boo-hooing and shit. So my dad pulled up, and it was him at the door. And the first thing I seen was tears in his eyes. That's when I realized, you know, anybody could cry at any age. So he came to my auntie house. You know, he welcomed me with open arms. We cried, we boo-hooed, made the phone calls. Bam, funeral come, and you know it's an eye opener. It affected me to this day. Later on down the line, I figured out what she actually passed away from. They didn't want to tell me as a little kid to kind of give me that image in my head, but as I got older, they kind of explained to me what it was. And for those who's watching, my mom passed away from an aneurysm. And for those who don't know what the aneurysm is, it's when any little vein in your brain or in your head explodes. And you know, that's pretty much it. Ain't really no coming back from it. If you do come back, you probably gonna be on life support or some type of machine. But yeah, so that's what happened. And the type of lady my mama was, bro, man, she spoiled me, man. I was her only kid. I remember getting in trouble at school, and she'll be the first person they'll call, and she'll come get me together, and she won't even tell my daddy that I got in trouble at school and still take me to McDonald's right after, just for the kids meal, for the toy, you heard me, the Happy Meal. And I'd be like, Mom, please don't tell my daddy I got in trouble at school today. I'm gonna be good tomorrow, I promise. And she'll never tell him. And you know, it's like she didn't want to see me in no kind of pain. She didn't want to see me get whooped. She genuinely loved me. You know what I'm saying? That's what that's how I feel about my kids. Like, I love my boys. I think you know, despite that unfortunate you know, situation that happened to me, I think it molded me to become the parent who I am today, and just to, you know, be there for my boys in any kind of way, financially, mentally, spiritually, any kind of way that I can help them, and I want them to know that. So.
Yeah, now that was deep. That was deep. And you know, like, do that, because that's trauma. Like, do you still like stay up at night thinking about that day and how stuff played out? Like, and what you do, and then I ask you that, but it's not one thing people do that make me mad. When people talk about what they've been through, they say get over it. And you seen something that like most humans don't see in their lifetime. You witness, you know, somebody you care about passing, and you was there. Like, people don't understand that, and people say get over it. How do you cope with, you know, that? Because that time, you know, that day will never leave up here. That's gonna be with you forever. But how you, like, you know, how you deal with that, you know, that trauma and that pain? Like, when that come back, like, what's your process? How you know, just like, you know, meditate, heal? How you do it? Like, when that come up, you know.
I mean, ultimately, I never feel as if I never got over it. Once she died, my dad, you know, remarried, and me and his wife really didn't get along, you know, the whole time they've been married. And they kind of, well, I guess you say we, because I was included, we kind of swept it under the rug. Like she never really existed. But the type of relationship me and her had, nobody will ever understand that. Not even my daddy, or his sisters, or, you know, nobody. I know how much she loved me, and I know what she did for me. I know the secrets that she kept from my daddy, just so, you know, so she could spread that whooping. Like, I know. So.
While another victim of a broken home, my true friend was a criminal for the path. I had to lock it off. I represented my hood. I pray my name.